program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
PNGTA concern over appointment process. Nomane calls for senior staff to resign. And transformation of oil palm waste to renewable energy. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I am Louis Maingu. Thank you for joining us. The PNG Teachers Association is calling on the government to transfer functions of the appointment of provincial education advisors to the Department of Personnel Management.
Following a recent trip to schools in other provinces, PNGTA President Aita Sanan Kepe expressed the urgent need for decentralization of powers granted to provincial government on the appointment process of provincial education advisors.
We are concerned about quality education to be produced. We must have the right executive manager or education advisor in the province. So that education advisor or executive manager must be appointed from Department of Personnel Management through the Gazette process. So that example, if an NCD-based educator who want to apply a position as an education advisor in Manus, if he meets all the qualifications, he can be appointed on that. So that no more political interference in running the education service in the countries.
He said the politicization of appointment process severely affects the teachers.
First affected, appointment affected, and like there's no database in the system. Like in Western Islands, 63 teachers. TSC never give them notice 1 year or 2 years in advance, and last November, he gave them a list of retirees which they retired this year. And these teachers got bank loan, their kids' school fees bank loan, and these teachers have been serving this country in good times and bad times for more than 40 years, 50 years.
PNGTA is now urging the government to give back the appointment functions of provincial education advisors to the Department of Personnel Management.
We strongly recommend that the PM, Education Secretary, Minister for Education, Prime Minister recall that function of education, appointing education advisors back to the PM, so that they must market these things so that eligible people can apply and win this education. Then they will know that they go through application on merit, and any manipulation comes, strong people will stand foot to carry out the functions to look after my teachers in the provinces.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Deputy Opposition Leader and Tuave Open Member James Nomane has called for the immediate resignation of senior staff at the Independent Commission Against Corruption, following ongoing infighting within the agency.
Nomane stated that the internal conflicts at ICAC have hindered the agency from fulfilling its core mandate of combating corruption in Papua New Guinea. He specifically called on the removal of the ICAC commissioner and the deputy commissioners. In his remarks, Nomane emphasized that such infighting must be addressed promptly, asserting that the ICAC has not been able to achieve its intended goals due to the dysfunction at the top levels of leadership.
This infighting should be dealt with promptly because the ICAC have hardly done what they were put in place to do. The Independent Commission Against Corruption, they haven't prosecuted anyone. They haven't investigated anything. They're just like a big dog with no teeth. So all of them should be sacked immediately and replaced forthwith. So why, when we see this sort of compromise in such an important office, why is there a delay in making a decision to just change and improve? You've got to get the best people for the job to come and do the job and do it effectively without fear of favor. This infighting cannot be tolerated.
His comments came in support of Sinisine Yongmul MP, Kerenga Kua, who has also publicly demanded the resignation of the ICAC leadership over alleged internal disputes. The committee responsible for appointing the ICAC commissioners is chaired by the Prime Minister and includes 4 other members: the opposition leader, the Chief Justice, the chairman of the Public Services Commission, and the chairman of Papua New Guinea Council of Churches. Established under Section 220B of the Constitution of Papua New Guinea, ICAC was created to address corruption and uphold integrity within public offices. According to the Organic Law on the Independent Commission Against Corruption 2020, the role of ICAC is to receive and investigate complaints regarding corrupt practices as deemed appropriate by the ICAC Commissioner. However, with the current leadership under scrutiny, questions have been raised about the Commissioner's ability to effectively carry out its responsibilities. James Gukan, National EMTV News.
Member for Kairukuiri District and the Vice Minister for Works and Highways, Peter Isoaimo, elaborated on the importance of connecting the country through roads.
The Department of Works and Highways is preparing ahead for the celebration of the 50th anniversary for PNG. They have launched their official logo recently at their headquarters in Port Moresby and are planning on doing many activities that they will be hosting throughout the nation. The Vice Minister for Department of Works and Highways and member for Kairukuiri District, Peter Isoaimo, said the important projects that the government is spearheading, like the Connect PNG program, will be beneficial to all Papua New Guineans.
By doing so, we empower our local communities, create job opportunities, and stimulate economic growth at the grassroots level. In particular, for where I come from, Central Province, I emphasize the importance of some consideration to be given to SME and local contractors from the province. If I remember correctly, I think it was also under late Bill Gates' government that some policies have changed and a lot of the responsibility on Works Department was then withdrawn. And to this day, I understand that it was undertaken specifically to facilitate commercial interest and, of course, political interest back then.
He said there will be an equal distribution of benefits to the rural communities.
The approach will not only foster local entrepreneurship, but also ensure that the benefit of development are shared equitably amongst all our Papua New Guinea citizens. Today, we can improve and transform Papua New Guinea for a better future.
Isoaimo said such initiative by the government is for a long run and not just a short-term period project.
It's a symbol of our collective dedication and determination to build a brighter and more prosperous future for our nation, Papua New Guinea. Let us continue to work together, hand in hand, to connect Papua New Guinea now and build our future.
He said the government is considerate in creating such projects while taking note of the impact it will have in the near future.
But there are benefits to it that every leader must understand, and the government is taking its stand to ensure at least there's connectivity by road for people in the 4 regions of our country to move about. I guess as a government, of course, we take into consideration mechanisms like the border posts and perhaps internal visa or travel arrangements. And all these are on the table for government of the day to consider and find the best balance to ensure we as a country called Papua New Guinea live in peace and harmony.
Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
A tragic chain of events have led to the destruction of 63 homes in Camra village in Ngoram district after a fatal altercation on Sunday, February 23rd. The incident, which resulted in the death of a young man, has left more than 300 residents displaced and homeless. According to reports, the altercation took place at a drinking party in Camra village on the night of February 23rd, when the youth was killed. Following the incident, relatives of the deceased from Moim village, along with the youths from Tambari, who were recently repatriated from the Ngoram Care Center, launched a retaliatory raid on Nanditen ward in Camra. Several valuable items were looted, including generators, water pumps, electrical tools, solar panels, outboard motors, and dinghies. The total value of the stolen goods has been estimated at over 300,000 kina. Additionally, livestock such as pigs, ducks, and fowls were slaughtered. Houses were set on fire, leaving the residents without shelter, food, or basic necessities. Reports indicated that there has been no response from authorities in Ngoram district or the provincial government to address the escalating law and order issues. The displaced families of Camra are urgently calling for the intervention of the East Pacific Provincial Administration and Ngoram district officials to provide immediate assistance to those affected. The community is in desperate need of support as they are left without a shelter, clothing, and cooking utensils since February. The National Energy Authority and the Oil Palm Industry Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding today to implement waste-to-energy and bioenergy projects in Papua New Guinea. This initiative aims to transform oil palm waste into a renewable energy source, contributing to PNG's growing effort in energy diversification and environmental sustainability.
The agreement signed today marks a significant step forward in harnessing PNG's agricultural waste for energy production, paving the way for innovative solutions in rural electrification and industrial energy needs. Speaking at the signing ceremony, OPIC General Secretary Captain Pupita highlighted the immense potential of the oil palm sector in contributing to energy generation.
Going forward, we can be able to produce clean energy in this country, and maybe we can also be able to export this energy elsewhere. And at the same time, we can put pressure on the edible oil that will contribute to increase the demand that will bring prices up for our growers and for our exporter and exporter countries. So OPIC is not yet a regulator, but we have now taken the challenge to make OPIC become a regulator of the industry, which will now complement what we are signing today. On the 20th of February 2025, we have already launched our policy document for NEC to approve.
The partnership is expected to support smallholder oil palm farmers by providing them with a sustainable outlet for their biomass waste, ensuring that agricultural byproducts contribute to the country's energy needs. NEA Managing Director Ronald Meketa emphasized that bioenergy is a key part of PNG's energy strategy, particularly as the country seeks to diversify its energy sources beyond fossil fuels.
MOU will pave way for us into how we collaborate, synergize, share ideas, technologies, and find solutions as we go towards supporting development aspirations of Papua New Guinea, making our communities more livable, getting the communities to have access to cooking gas from biomass, and as well as meeting our MTDB 4 and our Sustainable Development Goals 2030.
Waste-to-energy and bioenergy projects are seen as critical components in reducing PNG's resilience on imported fuels, stabilizing energy costs, and improving energy security. The first phase of the collaboration will involve feasibility studies, assessing the technical and economic viability of waste-to-energy projects in major oil palm growing regions such as West New Britain, Oro, Milne Bay and New Ireland. Once implemented, these projects will power local communities, reduce dependence on diesel-powered generators, and support industrial growth. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape has commended the Ministry of Coffee, Ministry of Livestock and Ministry of Oil Palm for their outstanding performance in 2024, highlighting their contributions to economic growth, rural development and Papua New Guinea's agriculture sector.
Prime Minister acknowledged the tangible progress made since the creation of these ministries following the 2022 National General Election. The Coffee Ministry and Coffee Industry Corporation delivered key projects in 2024 under Medium-Term Development Plan 4, including large plantation rehabilitation, National Coffee Development Program, infrastructure investment, and Green Gold Card system. Prime Minister Marape praised the ministry's efforts in policy reform, including the National Coffee Policy and the upcoming Coffee Industry Act 2024. The Livestock Development Corporation achieved significant milestones in 2024, includes ranch rehabilitation, National Cattle Breeding Program, honeybee industry support, and international partnerships. Prime Minister Marape reiterated his government's commitment to reducing meat imports by expanding local production and ensuring long-term sustainability in the livestock sector. The Oil Palm Industry Corporation, or OPIC, continued its vital role in 2024, contributing the government's goal of doubling oil palm production to 1.3 million tons by 2027. Key achievements included smallholder farmer support, infrastructure development, downstream processing, and policy reform. Prime Minister Marape commended Minister Francis Manake and OPIC for ensuring that PNG's 5.3 billion kina oil palm industry remains a cornerstone of the national economy. He reaffirmed his government's commitment to agriculture-driven economic growth. He assured that funding for agriculture will remain a priority in 2025, encouraging the ministries to build on their successes and further empower farmers, SMEs, and rural communities. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
There is more to what the future holds. You me home. MTV News A Closer Look returns for 2025, the current affairs program that brings to you weekly insights for the latest on education, health, business, politics,
I just want to make that clear,
sports, and more. A Closer Look, every Sunday at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
You are watching National MTV News. The Korean Embassy in Port Moresby has donated information technology or ICT equipment to the Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance today. The equipment cost around 500,000 kina.
The event was officiated by the Minister for Public Service, Joe Sungi, and his Vice Minister, Francis Kikinsione, together with the Secretary for the Department of Personal Management, Tai Sansan, and the Ambassador for Korea to PNG, His Excellency Joy Jongo. The Korean Embassy has donated similar equipments to the Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance back in 2013, and this was the second time. Whilst presenting the donation, His Excellency Choi Jong-ho said these equipments will help the institution to be more digitally oriented organization.
Donated at the time the computer equipment and the internet access building materials, and then help the construct the building and the equipment, computer equipment. Today we donated in line with the empowering ICT capacity of SILAG. So this time we donated 96 computers,
96.
Yeah, and 20 laptops and routers, servers.
He said the cost of all the equipment was around $150,000 or 500,000 plus in PNG kina. Whilst thanking the Korean Embassy, the Minister for Public Service, Joe Sungi, said as the world moves to the digital world, it is timely for the Institute to help public servants to move that way.
Our public servants who are here now on training and those that are going to come later, and the government of Papua New Guinea would like to really appreciate this timely donation. Like I said in my speech, it's almost like a golden jubilee present from the Republic of Korea and the people of Korea and the government of Korea. So we really appreciate this. As Papua New Guinea, turns 50 come 16 September 2025, our country needs to now step up into modernization. And modernization meaning IT, online, e-governance, all to do with making sure that we change the way we're doing business. Using manual or all this stuff, we should now go into ICT, and especially to cut down the waiting time for most of our clients. Government clients are the people. The people are basically the government. So for us, it's timely, and we really appreciate this donation and support. Not just the equipment, but also the relationship that is now going to be forged after this. And
he encouraged the students at SILAG to utilize the equipments and help themselves to be familiar with the e-learning jobs. The Chief Executive Officer for SILAG, Michael Barobe, stressed on the importance of the equipment and highlighted the number of students that will be using the facilities.
Start next week. But we have the current diploma programs. We also have got a partnership with the University of Papua New Guinea, making pathway for our diploma students to do degree program. So our total, from my head, top of my head, would be around 200 we have currently in the classrooms, and they're undergoing training program now. And we also provide training not only during the day, we have a different modality of providing training. That means some come in the afternoon, after hours, public servants who are working here. And then some we offer in the districts and provinces, like, say, 3 weeks in classroom, 2 weeks break, go back to workplace. 2 weeks in classroom, 3 weeks go. Those are sort of arrangements. Currently, we are offering in Chimbu province, one of those programs that we're offering out there. And we also have a number of short courses, more like competency-based type of training that we provide. So our number may not be concrete at this point of time, because as years, as weeks, as requests comes by our public sector organizations, we are here to provide that.
He thanked the Korean government and embassy for the donations. The team went to the lab where the equipment were and did an inspection after the program. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Local business leaders in Rabaul are sounding the alarm about rising crime and its devastating impact on their community.
Frustrated and fearful, Rabaul's business community gathered yesterday at the Rabaul Hotel to demand urgent action against escalating youth crime.
Obviously, Rabaul is now safe, the law order is back. The point is how we working together, stand up hand in hand to negotiate a very reasonable, practical solution as a part of Chinese community and business housing in Rabaul, and really suggest.
Susie Megrade of Rabaul Hotel stressed that she is not talking about profits only, but also the survival of Rabaul town.
Those 5,000 people finance at least between 5 to 15 people in their own home. So Rabaul is nothing to be laughed at. However, with the dire law and order situation, business houses are seriously worried about their financial future. We can't maintain the spiralling costs of security, and we can't put our staff and our person in harm's way. We've lost a lot of money with our attacks and robberies, and I'm not so sure Rabaul District realises.
With crime driving away tourists and threatening local businesses, community leaders are calling on the government officials to immediately intervene.
The demand from the stores is going down, and there's less stuff coming in from the port. It's just a race to the bottom unless we get the police properly resourced. Once we've got them properly resourced, then commerce will come back. Business will be more confident, and I'm sure the member for Rabaul is going to tell us he's a lawmaker, but they're simply not enforced. So we need the legislative arm of the government to now communicate with the executive arm.
The Rabaul business community is clear. Without immediate action, Rabaul will risk becoming a ghost town. James Guken, National EMTV News.
The Australian Army's 1st Division and the PNG Defence Force 1st Royal Pacific Island Regiment personnel have carried out a joint training exercise aimed at enhancing the capabilities of the PNG Defence Force and improving interoperability between the two forces. The exercise, known as Foundation Soldier Training, was held at the Tauramar Barracks in Port Moresby today. The training is designed to improve the skills of the PNG Defence Force soldiers while promoting closer cooperation with the Australian Army personnel. It focuses on basic soldering skills, including physical fitness, tactical operations, and leadership development, all crucial for improving the operational effectiveness of the PNGDF. The commander of the 1st Australian Division, Major General Ash Collingburn, was present to observe the training exercises firsthand.
The training that's occurring here today is foundation soldier training. So what you'll see a section attack occurring out on the grass, but really what our people are doing is enhancing the capability within the PNGDF and improving interoperability between our two forces. That's the real focus.
Major General Collingburn explained that there are different training that will be happening with the Charlie Company of the 1RPIR. Hence, they have started with foundation soldier training, and they'll proceed with more advancing training like combat shooting, demolition leadership development, and operational tactics training.
So what you're seeing today is troops from 1st RPIR, and it's Charlie Company from 1st RPIR. So that's the element that we're partnering with here in Port Moresby right now. But we will send teams out to Lae and Wewak as well to train with elements in those locations.
The training program also offers the Australian Army a chance to build upon its long-standing relationship with the PNGDF. Major General Collingburn explains further.
It's really just a natural evolution of the already existing defence partnership. It'll just take it to that next level and codify the strength and the direction what we're taking the partnership in. Really going from interoperability to full integration. And what it's all based on is strategic trust.
The training at Tauranga Barracks is expected to continue for several weeks. PNG Power Limited has announced a 5% increase in electricity tariffs effective immediately. This adjustment represents a partial implementation of the 10% tariff increase approved by the National Energy Regulator in 2022.
This tariff increase follows a 12-year freeze on electricity tariffs imposed by the PNG national government, which aimed to ease the financial burden on consumers. The timeline summary includes 2023 to 2025, 12 years freeze on electricity tariff. 2013 tariff rates remain as it is. 2022, a 10% tariff rate increase was approved by the National Energy Regulator, or NEA, in 2022 to be implemented in 2023, but was not implemented due to the government's directive to freeze tariff increase. 2025, a 5% increase in electricity tariffs effective March 4, 2025. This is part of the 10% partial tariff rate increment approved in 2022. This prolonged freeze has resulted in significant cost pressures on PNG Power Limited's operation, making this partial increase essential for maintaining the quality and reliability of electricity supply across the country. The new tariff structure will apply to all categories of customers. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Oktedi Mining Limited is hosting its Community Mine Continuation Agreement review process with the third regional meeting currently ongoing in Tabubil, Kiunga and Daru.
The meeting featured leaders from Oktedi in Tabubil, Kiunga, Daru and Middlefly. According to the review process schedule, a new compensation package and an agreement is expected to be finalized by August 2025, followed by village-level endorsements of the package in October. The updated agreement will secure renewed social license for OTML to operate while driving socio-economic development in Western Province and Papua New Guinea. The meeting saw Western Governor Toboy Awiyoto, Administrator Robert Alphonse Kayun, Northfly MP James Donald and other dignitaries from the province attended. OTML Managing Director and CEO, Kedi Limbit, expressed his appreciation for the presence of the dignitaries, stating it was the first time he has seen leaders of the province attending such meeting together. OTML's General Manager for Social Performance and Sustainability, Jesse Pile, also thanked the government delegation for attending, capturing the importance of a free, prior and informed consent principle, providing an avenue for the CMCA leaders to express their views directly. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
An aquatic ecologist from Oktedi Mining Limited recently participated in ecosystem assessment training in Perth, Western Australia, conducted by Sustainable Leaders in Resources Consulting.
Oktedi Mining Limited's senior aquatic ecologist, Gilton Alimaka, recently participated in an intensive 24-day training in Perth, Western Australia, conducted by Sustainable Leaders in Resources Consulting. The training was focused on laboratory processing, taxonomic identification, and statistical methods for assessing aquatic organisms and ecosystem. The training was aimed at enhancing Oktedi Mining Limited's ecological team's skills in analyzing macroinvertebrates, samples, accurately identifying species, and using statistical tools to assess environmental data. This acquired knowledge is crucial for monitoring water quality and ecosystem health, particularly in areas affected by mining. OTML Manager Environment Department, Erizo Kepe, said aquatic macroinvertebrates such as mayflies and snails are vital indicators of water quality. Ms. Kepe said the ability to identify these species accurately helps in assessing environmental health, especially in ecosystems impacted by mining. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2487 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2412, $0.3786 Australian dollars, $0.2160 euro, and 35.57 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed lower, copra closed higher, palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil is trading lower, and copper closed higher. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Share the love with Gullah Ice Cream, Gullah Cone Ice Creams, Gullah Stick Ice Creams, and Gullah Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gullah range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams. Gullah, Gullah, yum.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Tonight on Sports Scene, Port Moresby Women's Softball underway, Corporate 7's slow pitch head into finals.
They're allowing us to come and host the Corporate 7s.
And SP Sports Awards launched. Sports Scene tonight at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Japan's ODA, Official Development Assistance, started in 1954, and then today it covers more than 190 countries in the world.
Next week, Monday, on In Focus, we hold discussions with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency.
So tomodachi means friendship in Japanese. So this is why we renamed this airport Nazabu Tomodachi International Airport.
That's on Monday night.
You're watching National EMTV News. Moving to overseas news now. There's been an eerie calm in the Queensland capital ahead of tropical cyclone Alfred.
Destructive winds are starting to be felt in some areas of southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales, with thousands of homes now without power. Those winds will increase later today and into tonight, and Alfred's impacts could linger now that the system has slowed. The latest track map has Alfred as a Category 2 system about 260 kilometres east-northeast of the Gold Coast. It's travelling at 7 kilometres an hour. The far western edge is already impacting the coast from Coolangatta to Ballina. Estimates have the centre crossing the coast later tomorrow or early Saturday between Maroochydore and Coolangatta. The storm's impact zone stretches from Double Island Point in Queensland to Grafton in New South Wales. Hundreds of schools are now closed. More than 660 state schools are shut in southeast Queensland, and across the border, almost 250 public schools are closed. Emergency services are mostly concerned about heavy rainfall combining with high tides and damaging wind gusts. Across the border, the southern tail of Alfred is expected to produce rainfall totals of up to 400 millimetres in the Northern Rivers and Tablelands. 24 prepare to evacuate warnings are current and sandbags have been restocked. The winds are already having an impact. Power has been cut to almost 4,500 homes and businesses at Ballina, Lennox Head and Tweed Heads.
We can expect more of this. We've been warned for the last 3 days that power outages as a result of a cyclone are very common. We're going to do our best to get them returned as soon as possible, but unfortunately this is part of the weather front.
French President Emmanuel Macron has warned Europe in entering a new era, requiring the biggest decision in decades on defence and security.
In a televised address that lasted about 15 minutes, the French President Emmanuel Macron told the French people that he wants to believe that the United States will remain by Europe's side, but we must prepare for the possibility that they may not remain by Europe's side. He said it would be dangerous and a folly to be a bystander in all of this, and we must support Ukraine in combat until there is peace. On Russia, he said that you cannot believe Russia's word and that Vladimir Putin is testing all of their limits. He announced that France will hold a meeting of European army chiefs in Paris next week to discuss next steps as this war continues. And on nuclear weapons, he said he's open to discussing extending the French nuclear umbrella, but that the ultimate decision would remain with the French president.
From the first day, we have decided to support Ukraine and sanction Russia. And we did it because it's not only the Ukrainian people fighting with courage for their freedom, but our security is also threatened. Yes, if a country can invade with impunity its neighbour in Europe, then no one can no longer be sure of anything.
Now, in the coming hours, Emmanuel Macron will travel here to Brussels to meet with the 26 other European Union leaders, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, for an emergency summit to discuss Ukraine, as well as ways to quickly increase the EU's military budgets to meet the security challenges of today and into the future. The EU says it had already been discussing these issues, but that these talks take on a greater sense of urgency now. But not everyone is on board. There are European Union nations that are pro-Russia, most notably Hungary and Slovakia. Hungary is already speaking and threatening to veto the draft statement to be issued from this summit, and has said that it wants to see the EU talking directly with Vladimir Putin. So it will be interesting to see how the summit plays out throughout Thursday.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
I'm leading business for me, no. Okay, boss for me, kay for me.
From Hatok Mang, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
Hi kids, I'm Steffi. Join me on Kids Corner for story time, simple and creative arts and crafts, career corner, nature time, field trips, and not forgetting our cartoons and children entertainment shows. Join me every weekdays from 3:30 to 5:30 for Kids Corner on your number one to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Boroko Motors have defied the odds to secure a place in the grand final after secure a win against Post Korea in the Division 2 semi-finals.
Captain Sandra Tima reflected on the journey, calling it a tough but rewarding experience. She said the match was fiercely contested with Post Korea leading 4-3 at halftime. However, a team pushed through in the second half, eventually securing a 9-8 victory.
Okay, it was a tough game. We played with them. They're the second place team in our division. We were the underdogs from round one. We were on the sixth letter, that's last. And then we came round two, we tried our best, we came all the way to being in the fourth, and we played the knockouts today earlier, and we won PNG Ports by 3 points. And then we played with Post Korea. It was a tough game, neck-to-neck game. Halftime, they were 4, we were 3. And then final scores, we were 9 and they were 8. So it was a tough game, yeah.
Tima acknowledged the team's strengths and areas of improvement, particularly in the mid-court, with their spot in the grand final secured. Boroko Motors is determined to refine the strategy. The incredible comeback from last place to the finals proves that perseverance and teamwork can lead to victory.
Yes, all key areas, and the mid-courts, like we need to pass the ball quickly to our shooters. We need to speed our mid-court games. Our defenders are cool. Our shooters are also cool. We just need to play around with the ball mid-court now. Try and start and go at our shooters. Yes, that's where our lack is most. Like we need to just get the ball quickly to the shooters.
Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck. Like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too. Like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me. Which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Japan's ODA, Official Development Assistance, started in 1954, and then today it covers more than 190 countries in the world.
Next week, Monday on In Focus, we hold discussions with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency.
So tomodachi means friendship in Japanese. So this is why we renamed this airport Nazabu Tomodachi International Airport.
That's on Monday night.
Tonight on Sports Scene, Port Moresby Women's Softball underway, Corporate 7 slow pitch head into finals.
They're allowing us to come and host the sevens, Corporate 7s.
And SP Sports Awards launched. Sports Scene tonight at 7 p.m. on your number 1 to watch, EMTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You are watching Trukai Sports. Kinabank One has booked their place in the Premier Division Grand Final after a trailing 44-41 victory over BSP One in the semi-finals.
Captain Mata Matuka shared her thoughts on the match and their preparations for the upcoming finals against Mo Printing One. Matuka emphasized the importance of fitness as they move forward. She said the team will work on their fitness in order to win the grand final. Matuka also said the team plans to focus on endurance and conditioning to ensure they are fully prepared for the high-intensity match ahead. She expressed gratitude to Kinabank management for their support and commitment to the sport. Matuka further acknowledged the fans who have supported the team throughout the season. As they gear up for the final, Matuka's message to the team was simple and encouraging the team to give their best. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Kai. True Kai, true inspiration through generations.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NAS Fund. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Tonight on Sports Scene, Port Moresby Women's Softball underway, Corporate 7 slow pitch head into finals.
They're allowing us to come and host the sevens, Corporate 7s.
And SP Sports Awards launched. Sports Scene tonight at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Money Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Our chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Money Plus, we're ready to go.
Nipla Halivim Wari Bilong You.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. In Southern Region, Port Moresby City, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible inland thunderstorm. Daru, mostly cloudy with few showers. Kerma, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Alotau, mostly fine to possible few showers. And Popondetta, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. To the Momasa region, Lace City, sunny, mostly fine, then chances of brief evening showers. Medeng, mostly cloudy, then some evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy, then some possible shower and thunderstorm. And Vanimo, partly cloudy with some rain showers. To the New Guinea Island region, Lorengau, sunny and mostly fine. Kavieng, mostly fine. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with a chance of a shower or two. Kimber, cloudy periods with showers and possible thunderstorms. And Buka, partly cloudy with some showers. To the islands region, Mount Again City mostly fine to some possible showers and thunderstorms with cloudy periods. Goroka Bands and Kudiawa, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Manditari and Wabeg, mostly fine and partly cloudy to rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Thursday, the 6th of March 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.